Hi, this is Ishwar. Welcome to your Learning Cave YouTube channel. Please do subscribe for latest video. The topic which I'm going to discuss how to create the SAP table view. Yeah, let's go to the demo. First of all, why we need to create the table view? We have the many SAP delivered tables there and the data stores in the tables, right? So what is the need for creating the table view? Let me give you a small example. If I create any user in SAP, it fits that user record is sits more than one table. User ID sits in one table, and first name, last name, it sits in some other table, and the user email ID stores in different table. This is also applicable for the functional teams, technical teams, even business data. Whatever the transactions we do in the system, the data gets stored in multiple tables, not just one table. you know so if you want to get some information, you have to navigate to the multiple tables to get the required information. So the table view will help us to merge all of them and then come up with the report. Okay, the custom report where you can get the data from all the tables, and then you can build the report, and then you can access the data. However, if you want to try this, ensure that your tables has the relation between the one table to another table. Otherwise, it's not possible. Okay. Usually, this is done by the developers. Me, I'm working on the SAP GRC and security side areas. So, we don't need to depend on the developers for this one. We can create our own table views. And this topic is not just for the security folks. This will help us for the all the people who is working on the SAP environment. Okay, I'm going to take the small example. I'm going to take these tables: USR 21, ADRP, and ADR6. This the reason why I'm taking this, so everyone can understand this easily. Okay, this is my requirement. I want to have the user ID, first name, last name, and email ID. Okay, I want to build a table view for obtaining these this information. Okay, let's see the what this table contains. Right, I am using I'm going to SC16. We all know that the purpose of SC16, where we can browse the tables. The first table which I'm going to use, USR 21. Let me execute this. If you see this table, it has the user ID and the personal number and address data. Okay, address number. But this table doesn't have the first name and last name of the user. Right, I think many of you might be aware of that USR02 is one more table where the user data is stored, right? But even USR02 doesn't have the information about the user first name and last name. Okay, this table I'm going to use for USR21. I'm going to use for uh, getting the user ID information. Let's me show you the other two tables, ADRP. Okay, this ADRP, if you see, this has the user's first name and last name, but this first name and last name can fetch by using the personal number of the record, which we have seen in the USR21. Okay, there is a relation. So when you're trying to build, you need to have the one of the field relation mapping between the tables. Okay, this is the information of the user ID. Okay, let me show you the other table, ADR6. Okay, this one also having the address number and the personal information, where this table where you can find the email address of the user. Okay, so I'm just executing, probably as this is the demo system. you don't see any email ID maintained, but I have some IDs where I have maintained the email IDs. Okay, let me I'll show you the how to create the table view now. Then once we created the table view, you will understand uh, the useful of the creating the table view. Okay, I'm going to create the name user data. Okay, this is what I'm going to uh, the name which I'm going to give for creating the table view. Okay, the transaction which I have used is SC11. We all know that the purpose of SC11. This is the SAP standard T code, and this is where you can see the attributes for the any table which is delivered by the SAP. The table is built with these many attributes, and you can check the all of them which I'm using. Okay, you can see the attributes and ADR6 too. All the SAP delivered tables, you can check the what attributes are maintained by the SAP. We know that the ABAPers also create the custom table. This is the T code which they use for creating the any custom tables too in the SAP system. I'm going to create the table view now. I have given the description here, table view name. I'm clicking the create option. If you see this, it's you're getting the multiple options: database view, projection view, maintenance view, and help view. So table view, database view means this is as good as SC16, where you can't maintain the table, you can only view the data. If you wants to maintain the table, then you need to go with the maintenance view. Okay, now but I'm choosing the database view. Okay, this is how it appears. You need to enter the description, user data. Okay, if you see this table, this is where we need to enter the tables which you want to establish the relation, ADRP and ADR6. So I have taken three tables. Okay, now I am selecting the all three tables. You see this the relationship. I'm just clicking the relationship. When you select all the tables, system will check the relations and it will give the suggestion. So whatever the options it's appearing here, I'm choosing all of them. So I no need to manually look for the relation. The system itself taking care of it. So I'm saving this content and I have chosen the package. You need to find your relevant package in your system. So I have changed and you need to create the TR. Okay. Now I am going to the next tab, view fields. Okay, this is the fields which you can see them in the report. So I want to have the fields user ID, first name, last name, and email ID. That is my goal. So if you see the table fields, I'm going to choose the user USR21. In this table, I'm going to choose only user ID. B name is nothing but a user ID. You can see the description on the right hand side too. I have taken. So here the fields which I'm going to choose, which are needed for me. Okay, I don't need to choose all of them. Whatever the data which I want to see, so I'm going to choose those fields only. And now ADRP and the ADRP which has the user first name and last name. You can see the descriptions here. If you are not familiar with the technical name, and the third table ADR6. Here I need to choose the email ID. Okay, you can see the email address here. Okay, I got my attributes here. Now again I'm saving this, right? Now the table is table view is created. So before you going to check the contents of the table, we must need to activate this table view. So this is how you see this activation button. So all you need to do, click activate. So I have clicked the activate button here. So it would take little time. So be patient. Okay, it says a warning, and warnings can be ignored. If it is an error, you need to check why it has triggered an error. Okay, warning. I'm not going to click yes. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to ignore the warning. I click say yes. See, the database view is activated. So now I'm going to click the contents of this table view. So I have built the table view on top of 3 tables. Okay, you see my requirement is user ID, first name, last name, and the email ID. So I have some test IDs. Okay, I am going to show you the data. So this is the test ID, and you see the email ID. Last name I did not maintain, so it's not visible. If you maintain the last name, so it will show you. Obviously, we have to maintain the last name. That's a mandatory field. So it's I just put this star dot here. Okay, I will show you one more ID here, and you see the is maintained, email ID is maintained. Okay, okay. So how we can access this table view, right? So you can go to the S11, click display, and execute the content. This is the one way of doing. Let's see how we can do. Let's see whether we can able to execute this table view with the SC16 or not. Let's try. Yeah, you can execute through the SC16 too. Okay, so the one option is SC11. Usually that SC11 won't be given in the production environment. By the way, you have to create this table view in development and move the changes to the quality where you need to test and follow all the change process and move the changes to the production. Okay, so don't create this table view in production. Obviously you guys don't do that, but just a caution I'm telling you guys. Okay, so table view can be whatever the table view which you have created. You can access through SC11 or SC16. SC16, most of the consultants, everyone are having the access to SC16, right? So, and one more thing, you can tag this table view to the custom transaction code too. Okay, so instead of remembering this table view name because it's a custom one, it's hard to remember. What you can do is you can create the custom T code, and you can assign this table view to the custom T code. Okay, this is actually whatever the task I'm showing you. This is the ABAPers job, but if you are familiar with this thing, you can do on your own. Okay, for creating the table view, system may prompt for you to enter the ABAP key. The ABAP key is needed for the older version. I think S4 HANA, it didn't ask me for any ABAP key, even though I don't have any. I'm not an ABAPer. So in S4 HANA on the latest NetWeaver systems, ABAP systems, you just give it a try. In case if it is asking for the ABAP key, then you need to go to the ABAPers. If it is not, you're lucky, then you can create on your own. Okay, I'll quickly show how to create the custom T code and then how to map this table view to the custom T code also. Okay, I'm going to create the same thing. Users is the T code which I'm going to create. You can create any naming convention you need to follow. You need to follow that. You have to follow that. So I'm creating the transaction code Z users. Okay, here you need to enter the description. You can say user data, choose the last one. Okay, transaction with parameters, because this is the table, so I'm going with that. Transaction code, I'll choose the SC16, and initial screen I will skip it. Scroll down to the bottom. In this field, you choose the drop down and select the data browse table name. Yeah, and choose the table view which we have created, right? So save and test. Once you save the data, click test. You see the transaction code can be executable. So let's quickly test this one of the records. Yeah, you see the data. So let us go to the initial screen and then try again. Get users is the transaction code which we have created. Yeah, we can access uh, the the data. Yeah. So this is simple. I mean, you can create on your own table views and tag them to the custom T code. Yeah, that's all for the from this topic. So I hope it helps you guys to deliver your projects. This activity majorly done by the ABAPers, but this is still, if you have the knowledge, you can do this table view creation on your own. Okay. All the best. Thanks for watching this video until the end. Yeah, have a great day. Thank you.